Hey y'all, it's X, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be doing a running back tier list. This is day 2 of my 5-day upload streak, at least. And yeah, we're going to be doing running backs, which are starters, and I believe some backups as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm really excited to do this. We're in ranking season. I'm just finding new videos to do since we can't really do another mock draft until the combine finishes. As soon as it's done, though, I'm on that. There's so many players I can't wait to talk about. I mentioned this in my quarterbacks video. I did kind of want to do like a combine recap, like winners and losers, but so many people have done that already that I'm like, I don't want to be like the 15th person to do it. So I think go check out other videos if you want to see opinions on that. I think it's pretty like straightforward. It's not really opinion based, so I don't really have much to add to it. But I do have to add to is who I think the best running backs in the league are. So, remember to leave a like and sub if y'all messing with the content. Let's jump right in. We're starting with Braylon Allen. To go over the tiers, we have top 5, top 10, good starter, splitting carries. So it's like you're a good running back, but you're probably not in like a good starter where I'm fine giving you all 3 downs worth of snaps. So to start off, and backup, which is I wonder what that is. We're going to start with Braylon Allen. I think probably split carries. I think he was really, really solid for the Jets this year. Like, Breece Hall was not good this year, to be honest. Like, it's getting a little concerning because he's coming off of an ACL tear from a year ago now, and he's still not really back. So it's going to look a little bit rough for Breece Hall, hopefully. Like, he still has a lot to offer as a receiver. But, like, as a runner, man, it did not look great for him last year, to be honest. Isaiah Pacheco, we'll put him good starter. I think he's pretty firmly in that category. I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's bad either. He's just been very solid for the Chiefs. I don't even think they're looking to extend him right now, from what I've heard. Like, it's more based off of, like, how he comes back from his injury. Because he was not good to end last year when he did come back. So, it's going to be interesting to see there. Kenneth Gainwell, I think, can be fine at times. I think he's more of a backup than anything, where he can maybe get a couple of touches a game, but he's not truly splitting carries. I don't think that's where he's at. He's just a very, very solid backup. Zeke, bottom of backup tier. Like I did with the quarterback video, we are going to be making this a little bit harder on myself, and I am going to be ranking the people in like these top 3 tiers here. I'm going to be ranking them within the tier. So when it gets to, like, splitting carries, it just gets a little bit difficult because obviously the sample size isn't that big. So, yeah. Travis Etienne, man, he had a down year last year. I think at this point in his career, he might be, like, he's never been an elite running back. He might be a split carries kind of guy. He might just be a very, very good receiving back and somebody who really can't handle a 3-down workload. So I don't really think he's in that good starter tier. I don't know. I wonder how Jags fans feel about this. He basically split carries last year with Tank Bigsby. So, I mean, I think that's kind of just where he's at right now. Rachaad White, I think, is also in the split carries tier. Solid starter, like, for a little bit. But, I mean, there's a reason that they drafted Bucky Irving, who we'll get to. I believe he's on this list, yep. We'll get to Bucky Irving, and yeah, he is the good starter on that team. I'll tell you that right now. I already got to talk about Breece Hall. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt of like what I've seen from him at his peak and say he's a good starter. Trending down towards the split carries tier, though. He's young, but man, that ACL injury seems to really have messed him up. Tony Pollard, though, is really, really solid last year. I think he's beat like the like only like 3rd down back allegations of like when he was with the Cowboys and like benefiting from splitting carries with Ezekiel Elliott. He was really, really solid for the Titans last year and didn't really split carries at all. Like Tyjae Spears did get some more towards the end of the season, but Tony Pollard was the guy for that team. So props to him. Antonio Gibson, very, very solid backup as well. Good receiving back, just gets the job done. Not a great like running back, doesn't get 3 touches at all. Blake Corum, I didn't really see much of him last year, so I think right now he's a backup. Potential to probably enter the split carries tier though. Najee Harris probably had his best season of his career last year. I think he's trending up, but he's also not young at this point. He's like 26, 27. So, good starter, I think, is probably where he's going to peak at. But, yeah, he's very solid. Derrick Henry is going to be the first running back in our top 5 tier. I'll tell you right now, he's the second best running back in the league, and it's pretty solidified. Ain't really much to say about that. He's incredible. Like 1,800 yards last year. Almost had the rushing title of Saquon Barkley. He wasn't just Saquon Barkley, you know. Alexander Mattison, probably split carries. I mean, that's kind of what he's always been. Just a very, very good like guy to just get a couple of touches a game, like 6 to 8 touches a game, and he'll be pretty productive with that. Rico Dowdle wasn't bad last year. I think his best role in the league is going to be splitting carries, though. I'll probably put him like right here. He was really solid for the Cowboys. He put up 1,000 yards, I believe. I'll double check that eventually, but I honestly don't care that much. He was productive for the Cowboys. We'll say that much. Christian McCaffrey, man, injuries are kind of cooking him. I don't really know where to rank him. We're going to put him top 10 for now. He could move up to top 5 if I don't think that there are 5 running backs better than him, but he was injured. When he came back, he was not great, and then he got hurt again. So it's like, we may be at the end of Christian McCaffrey's prime. Can't lie to y'all. Kyron Williams, I think, is very firmly a top 10 running back in the league. Going to be a consistent 1,000-yard guy for the next, 4 or 5 years, in my opinion. I think he's just very, very, very solid. Jonathan Brooks, I mean, we just haven't even gotten to see him play yet, so I don't even think I can honestly accurately rank him. Because we just literally have not seen him actually get a full workload. Back-to-back ACL injuries is so tragic. I feel really bad for him, man. Nick Chubb, it's really going to hurt me to do this. Once a top 5 running back, once a top 10 running back, I don't even think he's a good starter anymore. I think he's in the split carries tier. I think his legs are just kind of done, to be honest, man. It really, really, really hurts. I feel really bad for him. He was so incredible, man. He was the third best running. He was honestly the best running back in the league for a year. Right? Is that fair to say? I think it was a year where Christian McCaffrey got hurt, where Chubb was definitely 1A with Derrick Henry or something like that. Yeah, man, I'm gonna miss prime Nick Chubb, man. It sucks. Khalil Herbert at this point is probably a backup. I had a lot of faith in him before as a solid starter, but he just hasn't really gotten the chance. I don't even know if he's on the Bears anymore. I'm pretty sure he was on the Bengals last time I checked. Tyler Algier, though, he might be one of the best split carry backs in the league. I had Bijan in fantasy, and I can't tell you the amount of times I'm just man, if they gave those 7 to 10 carries to Bijan, man, I would have had 30 points a game from Bijan this season. Algier is just very, very solid. I honestly think, if you give him his own team, he could be a good starter. Before they drafted Bijan, he put up 1,000 yards, I believe, in his rookie year. So, honestly, I think if he goes to a different team, he could be a good starter, but I think, he's very, very, he's an elite back when it comes to just splitting carries, being a change of pace back, just mixing it up once, a couple times a game. Giving him, 10 to 12 touches a game is, you are not wasting those touches. And it's really, really healthy. As a fantasy owner, of course, it made me mad, but it's really, really healthy for Bijan Robinson to not have to be a 3-down back. And he can just be very effective for what am I trying to think? 2 downs for every 3 or 4, I guess, every drive, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. It just means that Bijan can rest more, and he might have a longer career because of that. That's what I'm trying to say. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, haven't seen you play in a while. Kendre Miller, I think he could be a good running back. We're just gonna have to see. He's gonna be in backup for now, though. Probably put him here. Man, Elijah Mitchell should be a good starter, because, I mean, if y'all remember, the time where he actually got to start for the 49ers, he was really, really solid, although I believe he got injured, yada, yada, yada. He's now probably in this backup tier, but he's really, really good. Hopefully the injuries didn't cook him. Probably put him like here. Samaje Perine. I think if Madison's here, we can probably put Samaje up here. Another just good change of pace back as a power back. Really, really solid. Jalen Wright didn't play much, so we'll probably put you down here. Saquon Barkley. He's alright. Yeah. I'm a Giants fan. Yeah, I get it. I know. Shut up. Zach Charbonnet. I think definitely split carries. I think he's in the same boat as Tyler Edgerly. If you give him his own team, I think Charbonnet is going to be a great starter. I really liked him in college at UCLA, I believe is where he was at. Jahmyr Gibbs, top 5 running back in the league. He's been very, very, very good recently. I think he's top. He's going to be top 5 for now. If he is there, he's going to be like number 5. He might get pushed down. I can tell you that right now. There's a high chance Jahmyr Gibbs. He's guaranteed top 10. We'll give him that. You know what? Maybe because I don't want to rush it, we'll put him here. Evan Hull, I think. Roshan's cool. Backup. Devin Singletary, probably split carries at this point in his career. He's really solid as like a change of pace back. Shouldn't really be like a 3-down back at this point, but he can get the job done. J.K. Dobbins, man, had probably the best season of his career. He's always been a good starter. It has literally just been injuries holding him back. Honestly, I'm putting him above Pacheco. I like him a lot more, as a runner specifically. Pacheco is a little bit more of a weapon, like in terms of receiving, but I think Dobbins is just like, if we're not taking injuries into account in terms of like ability, because it hasn't affected how good Dobbins is like it possibly has with McCaffrey, or Nick Chubb is a better example, or it like definitely has affected Nick Chubb, like Dobbins has continued to be one of the best, like, pure runners in the league when healthy. Devon Achane, I really think his best role is never going to be a 3-down running back. He's just too small. He's going to be in this good starter tier of, like, very, very electric, but I think pairing him with a true 3-down back to the point where he just has to split carries, but we know his talent is better than that, like, I think that will be ideal for him because he's just too small. He really is. Like, he cannot handle the workload of being a 3-down back. A.J. Dillon, probably backup. He was decent at splitting carries for a solid amount of time. Just don't really see much of him now. Joe Mixon this year is probably a top 5 running back. Had his best season, honestly, on the Texans. Injuries have held him back in the past, but this year did not seem to be the case. It's crazy. He leaves the Bengals, and now he's, like, incredible. Jonathan Taylor, definitely to be top 10. Although, it's not looking great. Injuries seem to possibly be affecting him a lot as well. So, I hope that that's not the case, because as you guys know, Jonathan Taylor is, like, one of my draft crushes when he came out, and he's been one of my favorite backs in the league ever since, but, yeah, I'm just gonna hope that he's not cooked. Not cooked, but like he isn't in top 10 conversations anymore. Tyron Tracy, good starter as a rookie. He was really, really good for the Giants. Honestly, he like validated us leaving Saquon or letting Saquon Barkley leave. Yeah, it made me feel good that we didn't have a running back who was like trash because Saquon left. Because like I do think like while people are gonna make fun of the Giants for letting Saquon leave, quote unquote, I don't think he was ever staying. I don't. So I think finding a running back to replace the production that we were getting from Saquon, not his potential of 2,000 yards a season, I think Tyron Tracy did a great job at that. Tyjae Spears, also I should probably move. Man, there's just a lot of good like split carry backs here. I might have to move Chubb down because he's just not better than a lot of these guys. Man, it sucks. Tyjae is probably like right here. He turned it up towards the end of the year. He's probably like down here, actually. Chase Brown, at times, was a good starter. I feel like his best role in the league will probably be splitting carries, though. Like, he had some good games, but I don't think he's on the same level as any of these guys, so we'll probably put him, like, top of split carries. Eckler, at this point, is probably a backup. Probably like the very, very top of backup. Like he was okay at times as a receiver, but didn't really play a big role for Washington at all. He was also hurt, so it's just kind of hard to tell. Chuba Hubbard, man. I love him. Good starter, through and through. Probably like up here. I think I like him more than Achane as a pure runner. I feel like Achane is just like a slightly overrated because of like very talented, but I don't think he has the like he's never gonna have the volume to truly be a top 10 producer in the league. And I feel like I have to weigh that in when I'm ranking running backs, obviously, of like what your production is, and it's not just sheer talent, if that makes sense. So I feel like his production is always going to be like in this good starter tier. But I feel like Chuba Hubbard, 3 down back, he's going to be better. I only ranked HN over Dobbins because I'm like injuries. Really, that's the case for everyone here, and then Tracy's a rookie. Jalen Warren is the definition of split carries. That is his role. I don't think he should be a starter. I think he should just be the guy who gets 2 out of the, 1 to 2 carries a drive. Well, not a drive, but like, if it makes sense, for every 4 downs, right, or every 3 downs, we'll say, Jalen Warren should have at least 1 of them. Could be 2, depending on how much you want your starter to rest. Zach Moss, I think, is just a backup at this point. He's okay, but, I mean, he kind of got his chain snatched by Chase Brown, so it is what it is. Same thing with Raheem Mostert. He's always just been very, very solid for HN. It sucks that he got cut. They'll probably put him, like, around, like, here. Dameon Pierce, backup, strictly a power back. Hasn't really done too much recently. He had 1 good game for the Texans, I think, when Joe Mixon was out. I do think he's better than just a backup, though. That's the thing. Like, I feel like Dameon Pierce in the right offense could split carries. We just haven't been able to see it, really. Like, they signed Joe Mixon, so Dameon Pierce honestly became pretty obsolete. Not even, though. Like, they really... Like, Joe Mixon's not a power back. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to rank him. We'll put him in split carries because I know he's talented. Ty Chandler, backup. Marshawn Lloyd, backup. Trey Benson barely played, but didn't play well. Backup. All right, next one. Aaron Jones, borderline top 10. But there are guys I'm probably going to rank above him, so we'll probably put him at like the very top of good starter. Like, he will be the 11th best running back in the league. Javonte, man. Injuries. Another running back who was just absolutely cooked by injuries, man. I think Javonte is probably split carries at this point. Not backup. He can't be backup, and he's obviously not a good starter. How is he in the... I feel like Samaje Perine needs to move down. He's definitely not in the same tier as these guys. The same thing with Alexander Madison. You are a backup. Yeah, I feel like I feel more comfortable with this. Yeah, it just sucks, man. Javonte was going to be so good. Jerome Ford is honestly pretty solid. He can probably go, like, right next to his teammate, Nick Chubb. He can honestly even be a little bit better than him this year. Audric Estime, backup. He was okay. Ramondre Stevenson, man, the fumbles are a problem. The injuries are a problem. It's like he was in good starter for a very long time, but it's not looking like he can be a true bell cow running back anymore. So, split carries probably right under ETN and Dowdle. Yeah, something like that. Zamir White, probably a backup. We saw what he was as a starter this year. Was not great at all. Alvin Kamara, he was okay this year. Obviously, age is hitting him. I think he's going to be best as like a split carries guy from now on. He had some productive games, though. That's like what did Alvin Kamara actually put up this year? Because for a while, he was a really, really good fantasy running back, but obviously volume plays a part in that. Because he could be a good starter, but I don't know. We got to check. Uh-oh, my Wi-Fi's tripping. This is going to take us a second. All right. What did he put up last year? He had 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, receiving 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very Alvin Kamara season, but just wasn't amazing. I don't know. Like, he still had 4 yards per carry as well. We'll put him in good starter at the very end of it, because I would still be comfortable with Kamara as my starting running back. The Saints aren't in a great situation either. Yeah, we'll give him that. Justice Hill, really good backup. Samir White shouldn't even be up here. He'll like go down here or something. Justice Hill's a really, really good backup. Like when he plays for the Ravens, those couple of catches that he gets are very effective. Tank Bigsby played well enough to probably be like here. James Cook, good starter, very, very solid. We'll probably put him. He's like kind of edging his way into top 10 conversations. Probably should have used a different word than that, but he's getting into top 10 conversations. I'll probably put him like here. Gus Edwards, probably a backup at this point. Don't really care where to put him. DeAndre Swift, good starter, split carry. I think he's best as a split carries back. I'm going to put him like very similarly to Travis Etienne. Like he had a good year this year, but I just don't think he's like... I don't think unless he goes back to the Eagles, he's ever going to be a bell cow running back again. David Montgomery, though, I know he's like the pristine split carries guy. He is a good starter, man. I feel like he could go to any other team and be a legitimate starter for them. I feel like I like him more than Najee, though. I like him more than Najee. Honestly, I like him more than Hall. Honestly, I like him more than Pacheco. James Conner's another good starter. I think he and Montgomery are like in very similar spots. I'm going to put him right there. Miles Sanders, backup. Bucky Irving played his way into good starter this year. He's probably like right above Tracy, I think. Bijan, obviously he's going to go top 5. Had his best year, ended up like top 3 in rushing. Honestly, I'll put him as the 3rd best running back. I think that's pretty fair. Josh Jacobs is definitely top 10, but is he pushing top 5? Could be. He was definitely a top 5 running back this year. It's just a matter of, is Christian McCaffrey so cooked that like his injuries are pushing him out of top 5? Because I'm honestly fine with this top 5. And then Jahmyr Gibbs 6, McCaffrey 7. I'm kind of okay with that, honestly. Brian Robinson, good starter, but like very low end good starter. What in the hell? He's probably like here. He's really pushing split carries, to be honest. He's really pushing like split carries. Kenneth Walker, potential-wise, could be top 10, but in reality is probably a good starter. We'll probably put him like here. And then, yeah, we said we're not going to rank Jonathan Brooks. So we need one more guy for top 10. I think it's automatically Aaron Jones. I feel like you could argue James Cook. Is it James Cook? Does James Cook deserve top 10 respect at this point? Let's compare their stats, because I didn't really pay too much attention. So we'll go Aaron Jones, and then we'll do James Cook stats. So let's take a look at Cook first. So he ended the year with... Because the thing is, it's kind of hard to gauge because Josh Allen was like the entire Bills offense last year. So I don't know if his stats, like James Cook, kind of got held down by Josh Allen being... 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. When did that happen? Okay, James. I was not familiar with your game. He's definitely going to be top 10, most likely. Aaron Jones is probably not even close to that. He probably had 1,000 yards, but not even close to 10 touchdowns. It's going to take forever to load? Hell yeah. This is what we like to see. Oh, yep, it's not you, it's us. Okay. Alright, well, I think that kind of confirms it. Let's just put James Cook top 10. He was really solid. Good for him. I mean, that's the list. Do I really want... I had to reorder all these guys. It's kind of hard, though. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Like, Jones, Walker, Paul... Like, when Walker's injuries, like... Or when Walker is healthy, what was I trying to say? He's definitely, like, a top 12 guy. Pollard, Hubbard... I feel like I'd probably put Hubbard over Pollard. Achane, production-wise, I'd probably put Pollard over him, but Achane's probably better, yeah. Dobbins, I'd probably take over Pollard. Montgomery, I'm probably taking over all of these guys. I think it probably stops, like, right here. I think these two are very similar. Well, Connor was also very productive, so you know what? I'm probably going to put him over Pollard, too. And then Pacheco, Hall, Harris, Irving, Tracy, Kamara. And split carries is Robinson, Warren, Brown, Algier. These guys aren't really ranked as well, but like he did a serviceable job with this. Yeah, I mean, I like this tier list. Oh, we can see Aaron Jones. Yeah, he had 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns. 5 yards per carry, 4.9 for James Cook. Yeah, that's pretty elite. Honestly, does James Cook deserve to be higher? Honestly, he's probably better than Jonathan Taylor at this point. It sucks to say that, but yeah. I think I like this tier list. Let me know how you guys feel about it, especially McCaffrey being pushed down to like 7, but I feel like just production-wise, these guys were like more solidified. McCaffrey's injuries might have cooked him because, I mean, he's just been so injured that it's just like, it's kind of hard to tell, man. But we'll see. Remember to leave a like and sub if y'all mess with the content, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.